And welcome to my most surprising game of 2014. This is This War of Mine. This is an amazing game. I would highly recommend you go and pick it up. It's very hard to describe it. You know how when normally you take over the role of people in war zones, you take over the role of people killing everyone? This is from the angle of survivors. These are survivors in an unnamed war which has happened for an unknown reason, and you have to survive. We're not talking about just normal stuff like just gathering. You'll get people attacking your home, stealing your food and supplies, which then leads you to decide, do you need to go and steal supplies? You've got to go on scavenging runs at night to try and boost morale in the place. You gotta find weapons. You've got this house, people get tired. During the day you've got to build things like, you can build stoves for firewood, make people sleep, people get ill, so you gotta find supplies. You've got, and the art style is beautiful, and the music's beautiful and touching. You've got it, people die, and not just die, if you do too many bad things, as in you steal supplies, you might rob someone, you might not help someone that you should have, people commit suicide. What your decisions do really impact your survivors. And it's not just a case of just like, yeah, whatever. As you can see, he's very hungry, slightly wounded, he's exhausted, he's depressed, he's sick, but he's recovering, he's very hungry. And he's hungry, sad, and extremely exhausted. It's a tough game. There's no denying it at all. However, the different viewpoints it takes from the normal war of like, oh, this is war, this is shoot everyone, kill everyone. You're just in a house. And you've just got to survive for as long as possible. And that's it. You can't go out during the day because snipers will shoot your face off. So you can only go hunting at night. So during the day is your little bit of a day phase where you might do stuff, turn the radio, listen to the radio, get a couple of drinks, that sort of thing. You know, I've made a distillery down here, so I can brew my own beer. But of course, you got to find the ingredients to brew your own beer. So here's a guy here, someone at the door. So we'll open it up. So we'll send you. Who's that on the floor? It's him. Get up, man, you lazy bugger. There we go. We're going to the door now. So people knock on your door and ask for your help and support, and let's see what she wants. Hi. Hi. Yeah, go on in. Yeah, thanks. People bring food parcels down for you, and yeah, it's just such an interesting game. I'd highly recommend you pick it up, and you won't have fun with it, I can bloody guarantee you that, because it's depressing as hell, but it's such an interesting take on anything you've seen before, and I just can't recommend it enough, to be fair. It's just really good. And the developers seem to be really interested in what they're doing. You got war, it's not sponsored by War Child, but it's about war. It's not glorifying war in any way, shape or form. And that's This War is Mine. This War of Mine? This War of Mine. And yeah, that is the most surprising game of 2014 in my view. And welcome to Enforcer Police Crime Action, the game that should have been awful and just isn't, and I think that demonstrated perfectly. Look at that camera work in bland buildings. Yeah, this game I should not play. However, I've sank hours into it. It's fantastic. I love it. And what the premise is basically you're a cop of a small town, and you get to live the life of a cop. It's not just about busting criminals and doing the important stuff. You gotta sleep when you're tired. You've got to eat when you're hungry. You gotta visit friends and family to keep them happy as well and keep your morale up, because your morale drops if you don't go and see your family. So you got to do quite a lot. It's not just a basic thing. You can also buy things for your flat. As you can see, we just came here. So we can buy sofas, televisions, lights, upgrade your bathroom, your bedroom, everything like that. It's so much fun. However, it has deleted my save game, which, thank you game, I really appreciate it. It's not like I spent hours on it. So you get these missions per day, so you get a shift, and I've got test drivers using the breathalyzer to ensure the safety of pedestrians by arresting the drunk drivers. Can I just show you something, Destiny? Can I show you something, Destiny? Volume. Look at that. That's how you do it. That's volume. We should up the graphics really, because I'm not sure my computer can handle it. Yeah, look at that, Destiny. That's sound effects. Isn't that amazing? So basically my job is just to patrol and do that thing. I've got 20 minutes to do it. While I'm doing it, I'll also get missions and so forth as well to try out. So I'll pull a car over. I just pull up behind them, do me warning sirens. If I want to be nice, I could put on me little lights, but I won't. I'll just get out of the car. And then get out. You go to the driver's side. Oh, he looks dodgy. Press E. And then you can use the breathalyzer. Oh, first one! You're going to jail, bitch. Yeah, you are.
Come out of the car.
Get out. You're going to be arrested. Oh, nope. Sorry.
Stay where you are.
I'll frisk him in case he's got anything, because sometimes they carry weapons. And arrest. And they do this annoying thing when they arrest them to walk around you. It's really annoying. 3. And we'll have the police. The only thing is, when you get the police, you don't see the police turn up, which would be a nice feature. This is in alpha or beta at the moment. It's not very far. It's certainly not a release game, as you can tell. And they're doing quite a lot to it. I was worried they were just going to leave it and not bother. But they do release updates quite often. Like, they've just added police motorcycles to the game now, which weren't there last time I checked. And what they're doing is pretty good. And it's such a fun... It shouldn't be a fun game at all. It's a pile of wank. I mean, look at it. It's just people walking around. Everyone looks the same. And does the same thing. And the mechanics are terrible in places. You'll see cars falling from the sky, and I'm going to pull him over. I'll hit him for good measure. But there's something, it's got that charm.
Come out of the car.
Balls, wasn't supposed to do that. I didn't want to like this game. I was like, I'll pick it up just in case it was good, because I think it was on, like, I had a couple of quid off or something like that, and instantly bought it. And instantly, 5 hours later, I was still playing it. You gotta get fuel for your car, you get damaged every time you hit something. Well, it crashed. Oh, it's never done that before. I've never had this game crashed. So obviously the latest update has deleted all my saved games, and now crashes. Great, it's still there though. Pick it up. It's so much fun. It's really good. You gotta capture murderers. You gotta get muggers. People graffitiing, and you know you never know what the suspect's gonna do. They're gonna shoot you. You can taser them. You can gun them down in a blaze of glory. But also you gotta look after your needs as well. And I think it just balances it right. And I just hope they get it right and keep developing for it. It's on Steam now. Go and pick it up. It's easy deserving to be in my. It's in my top 5 games of the year. I just love it. And yeah, I know some of you are going to be sitting here saying, what the hell? But it's fantastic. And I highly recommend it. And welcome to my WTF game of the year. This is Five Nights at Freddy's, which is a bit of a mouthful actually. This is a game where you're employed as a security guard. You've got a set amount of power in the bottom here, and you have to survive the night from these animatronic bears that will kill you. You have cameras, and they move around, and that is it. You're there in the bottom. You've got a door lock here and here. You can lock the doors. Obviously, having the door locked takes up more power. So you can see where this is going. This is a scary game. This is frighteningly scary at times. There's a lot of sitting around doing this, but as soon as about 1-2 o'clock comes and start moving, it's petrifying. I screamed the first time I played this. So let's see if they've gone. All there still. All there, which is good. And they just literally just stand like, you'll see it standing in there. And then you know they're going to be there. And that's the premise of the game. And this has to get a WTF because you go, can I swear? Yeah. You go like, what the fuck is going on? I'm trying best hunt you down and kill you. It's nothing but scary. And I like the way you just got to survive 5 nights. I've survived no night. I've never survived the first night. My housemate did make it on her first ever go. I was like, wonderful. Isn't it amazing how people don't replay games? Seem to be better at them than people play games. 5 Nights at Freddy's 2's just came out. If it's anything like this, I can recommend it. I just want to kind of play it. I just want to see if the move to show you how scary it is. They're still there. Still there. You can hear the tension in my voice. However, I don't want this to make it into a gameplay video because it's not. So yeah, my WTF game of the year goes to 5 Nights at Freddy's. Well, this is my most disappointing game of 2014. This is, if you haven't already guessed it, Destiny. Why did this get my most disappointing game of 2014, you may ask? It's not that it's a bad game. It's not great by any stretch of imagination. It's just that it didn't deliver in any way, shape or form what it promised. We'll promise something like a mix of Borderlands, World of Warcraft, open gameplay, interesting storyline, and we've got none of that. It's in its best possible way, it's dull, and it's missing so many features. For example, if I want to turn this down so I can make a video without drowning myself out, you can't turn it down. There's no option to control game sound at all. So I wanted to put myself on a planet to record this video, and I can't without messing around with the settings in post-editing, which, to be fair for this game, I can't bother to do. So you're going to get a really boring video of just walking around. This is the social hub where everyone in the world plays, and guess what? There's one person on. You were supposed to jump in here and it'll be full of life and find people to play games with. There's none of that at all. Just it's dead. The Destiny world is dead. It's good when you have friends to play with, and I'm not denying that with friends it can be a little bit of fun. But that's because you're playing with friends. Anything is fun with friends. You could play the most dull game in the world, and as long as you've got 3 or 4 good friends that you can have a laugh with and, you know, and do stupid things with, you're going to enjoy it. And this is what Destiny is. It's, as a single lone player experience, it's a boatload of crap. I tried playing that on single player, and it's just empty, it's dull, there's no one to play, like, there's no one helps you out, the enemies are repetitive, they're boring, I mean, look, people went on about this, there's a football, look what you gonna do, it's a football! Wow. He doesn't even kick the ball, it just hits him, look. I wasn't even close to it. Not even remote, I was about a foot away when that hit. And the missions, you've got to do the missions over and over and over again to get anywhere. God forbid if you want to do a mission that's a couple of grades above you. No, because you have to grind your way through a mission you've already done 10 times to get there. And that's why I stopped playing, because the next mission I got offered was an 11. I'm a 9.5. So I'd have to grind through a level and a half just to play the mission to survive. I can't be asked to do that. I haven't got time to do that. If I buy a game, I want to play a game. I don't have to sit there
and grind way through. Now, Borderlands is okay at grinding, but Borderlands is fun. You've got amazing characters, you've got fun weapons, you've got everything going for you on Borderlands. This, oh my god, is there actually someone in here? No. The little ghost thing you get, who's voiced by the little guy from Game of Thrones, I can't even think of his name, is dull. It's like he sat there and went, come and follow me, I'm so bored. Yeah, so tea time? You know, like, he's not interested, it's not fun. There's a couple of characters getting introduced, and yeah, they're sort of fun, and yeah, the game could have been so much more, and it's not. It looks okay, it plays okay. The gunplay, I'll give it as tight. The gunplay is good, but the guns aren't imaginative enough. It's the typical blah weapon, blah weapon, blah weapon. It's nothing we haven't seen a million times before in a million other games. People go, oh look, there's leaves falling from the tree. They're just clipped through the ground. They're not lying, they're just clipping. Don't put them in. The same ships will do the same thing over and over again. The people will move in the same direction. And for that, it has to get my most disappointing game. I had such high hopes for this. I keep meaning to put on eBay, but I'm just too lazy. I'll never play this game again. I don't care if it's got a 10-year life cycle. The DLC is overpriced. It's just not good enough. And that is my thoughts on Destiny, really. So it's not a bad game. I mean, it's something that if you have a couple of friends to play with, pick it up, you'll probably really enjoy it. If, like me, you tend to just want to play on a game and by yourself and have a game when you want to, not when you've got to wait for 3 or 4 other people to come on, then don't bother. It's not good enough. And that is Destiny, and that is my most disappointing game of 2014.
And this is it. This is my worst game of 2014. It's Driving School Simulator. It is made by UIG, I believe. You have lots of cars which are based on real cars. Mercedes, BMW, Ferrari. You can also do truck license, bus license as well, if you want to. However, you've got to get lots of XP to do that. And let's just free ride it. Okay, yeah, you got to unlock everything. Joys. Map 1. Yeah, this game is just terrible. There's no other word for it. It's in every way, shape and form rubbish. Balls, I can't remember. You got to put your seatbelt on and everything. I don't know. We're good. I was pressing what's that? You got to play the game as in if you were driving for real, so you can't do things like that. I will give it that the physics aren't the worst I've seen on a game like this. The physics actually in places aren't that bad. I mean, usually in these sort of games you just stop if you hit someone. Look how bland it is! Isn't it terrible? Oh, it's such a bland city. There's no sound effects either. As you can tell, I haven't silenced this or anything. This is how the game sounds. No, also doesn't want me to go that way. Oh god, damage! It looks terrible. I think it was a better map. I'm sure there was a map where you could go out the town and it was. Okay. Speed bomb! Boom! Yeah, I got given this game to review. What's it doing? I can't even remember even wanting to review it or even reviewing it in that sense of the word. It's just terrible. I mean, I need to find the map that's outside. Because it gets worse when you take it outside. Please be the map. I'll give you here all day trying to find the map I want to show you. It's a motorway. See, I mean, why start you in the middle of a motorway? It just makes no sense. There is a career where you can kind of unlock things, like you can get your XP up. But you've got to drive totally properly. You've got to put your indicators on. You've got to stop at red lights. You've got to put your seatbelt on. You can't exceed speed limits. There's just nothing fun about it at all. It's an industrial district. Put your full beam on, your normal beam on. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Outdoors. I can't remember if you can clip through trees. I can't remember. Oh, so if I can hit one. Oh no, you can't clip through trees. Wow. That's better than Wood Cutting Simulator, which you could actually clip through trees, which I thought was quite amazing since... Oh... See how they carefully block off stuff so you can't go off. It just makes no sense. Like, I mean, look at the graphics. They're terrible. This is awful. Whoa. I just don't understand why this game exists and why anyone play it. I mean, if it helped me pass my driving test, maybe. But I just really don't see the point in it. Oh. You know, I was saying the physics before. Yeah, physics. There was a bridge over there, I'm pretty sure. But unfortunately, I do have a lot of... You know, I get sent a lot of these games. Whoa, and look at that. Here's a river. What's going to go in the river? Nothing! You can drive underwater. Oh, look at that. I mean, where else could you drive underwater like that? There's not many games that allow you to do that. I know that gorgeous stuff. Just everything about it's terrible. You can pick it up on Steam. It costs real money. I'm sure it's not cheap either. But when I was thinking of the worst games to play, Destiny was pretty close up there. But when I played this, I was like, Destiny wasn't too bad compared to this, I suppose. However, I'm sure I've had more fun playing this than Destiny. Whoa. Oh, well held, Carl, well held. Well held, my friend. Yeah, so that's the awfulness I'm stuck. I'd say Drive Club Simulator, but Driving School Simulator. I'm not even accelerating now, it's doing it itself. If you want it, pick it up. It's truly terrible. If you drive off the edge of the world, which I was trying to find, you can go to 2,000 kilometers an hour. It just goes through the world, and you can see the world disappear and go up and down. It's terrible. It's really bad. Don't pick it up. It's got no sound either, which is always what you want in the game. Yeah, worst game of 2014 by far.
And my game of the year is, if you haven't guessed already, Grand Theft Auto 5. I know a lot of people say, well, this game came out last year and it's just a remake, so how can it be game of the year? But when you look at it, and look at how beautiful that looks on next gen, you've got the reflections from the sun in the exact place, jet skis flying around, you've got people sunbathing, little campfires, and also, not to mention, beautiful cars. This is mine, the Zantaro. I spent all my money on it. I still haven't got anywhere to live. I've got a nice car though. And this gets my game of the year primarily because no other game has kept me this interested all year long. Well, all year long, or a couple of months long. It's literally not been out my console. It stopped me playing modern Advanced Warfare. I mean, look at that, just a guy jogging, as you'd expect down a jogging path. Down the beach. There's no other game that's captured me as much. The online is fantastic. The playability is amazing. The new first-person perspective is just fantastic. If you think you've played this on your last gen and you're thinking, I'll play it on the 360 or PlayStation 3, why do I want to play it again? It's because you get your first-person mode. You can drive the cars in first-person, but now it's all first-person. So you can get up close and personal. All the guns are now specially designed, so you can shoot them in first person. And also the cars as well have all had insides designed. I don't drive them first person because I'm rubbish at it, but I mean, look at that. It's all special. The dials all work. the radio works. So look, it's blue arc, it's down the bottom now. You've got your oil temperatures, everything works. And just to think, it's the same game as last time. It's quite plainly not the same game. A bit of damage there. It's quite plainly not the same game as last time. You've got trees that blow in the wind. You've got flags. You've got grass that moves. You've got a beautiful looking landscape. It looks amazing. And on this new version for the next gen consoles, you've got new songs. You've got more music. You've got added effects. You can have up to 30 players online now, even though I just tend to stick with my crew because I don't like playing random. And it just looks stunning, and it's almost like sometimes you almost forget you're playing a game, and that's what sometimes I like about games. The new first person mode does kind of, it puts me off killing random people. In third person you feel a little bit away from it, but first person you're a bit like, oh, I don't know if I want to shoot them. There's been a few times where I've just knocked someone out and stuff, and it just hasn't left me console. You know, I've got Advanced Warfare, which I was playing. I've got Far Cry 4, FIFA, which pops into my console every so often. But this is the only game this year that I can't put down. It's fantastic. I just want to play it constantly, and I know I was gonna like it anyway, because it's, you know, it's Grand Theft. I'd already played it and completed it, so I knew I was going to enjoy it, but I wasn't even going to pick it up. I was sitting there thinking, nah, this is a game that I could do without. I'm not too fussed. Oh, that's another thing, the traffic's been increased massively. There's always traffic jams, there's always cars, there's loads of people walking about, doing daily stuff. The city just feels alive now compared to last gen. There's so much more happening, so many more things. It's just the ultimate game for me, and it scored from me last year. Got my game of the year, and I think I would have happily give it a 9 out of 10. It was the only thing that lacking down. Sometimes the graphics were a bit rubbish in places. Now this gets 10 out of 10. There's no issue with it at all. If you were trying to think of issues, you'd be nitpicking. You'd be like, well, that's not so great, that's not so great. And even down to the point where the sea conditions change depending on the weather, so it can go from calm to be just outrageously big waves. You can go underwater in submarines, you can fly up in the sky, you can, you know, your world's your oyster. You've got a massive map. I mean, for those who haven't seen, I'm there, that's how big the map is. All that to do, there's places to go, there's people to visit, you can, you know, online you can rob stores, you can do missions, you can do races, you can do parachute jumps, you can race in cars, you can race in airplanes, you can race in helicopters, you can race in motorbikes, and it's just a massive big playground. Like, we're doing a mission yesterday, me and Stuart from the website and Nathan, his friend, where you were able to just fly around. You flew a plane into a base, land the plane. You had to steal another helicopter, and with a crew, it just adds to the fun. And not only that, you do have a fully working subway system as well. So you're not just, you know, above ground; it's also below ground as well. There's a god there, so I'm gonna pay. So not only that, you do, and look at the reflections. Have you seen a more beautiful looking game that has the playability to go with it? So you get people waiting for the trains. You can, you know, if I bring up my phone, I can, in single player, it actually brings the phone up properly, like the characters bring it up properly, but because this is multiplayer, it's on there. Hey man, yeah, but you can phone people for jobs, you can take pictures. To me, it's just the ultimate game, and if you haven't played it yet, I would really encourage you to go and get it. If you don't find something you like in here, I'd be amazed. And it easily gets my game of the year. It's so much fun. It's just fantastic, and I can't see me not playing it anytime soon. And it gets an absolute solid, wonderful 10 out of 10 from me.